Tonight marks the beginning of a two-day celebration honoring a man who bridged the racial divide with entertainment.
This year's Ford Freedom Award pays tribute to the late Sammy Davis Jr. as well as a very talented man who brings Sammy's legacy to life with his own talent. Let's go live to the museum and WXYZ7's editorial director Chuck Stokes for more on this big event, and he's there with the star. Chuck?
Guy, thank you. Welcome to the Museum of African American History. Without a doubt, you can feel Hollywood out here. Hollywood meets Motown, so to speak. And one of the reasons is because of the gentleman standing next to me, actor, singer, dancer extraordinaire, Gregory Hines, who I had a chance to spend a lot of time with a couple weeks ago in Los Angeles. And he's here, and let me ask you a couple questions. And good. Welcome to Detroit. Thank you. Hopefully it won't snow before you get out of here. You told me a couple weeks ago that at that time you believed Sammy Davis Jr. had not received the public recognition that he so deserved. Given the activities that have been going on here in the last day or so, tomorrow as well, do you feel that's starting to change? Is Detroit making a difference for that?
Well, I'm so happy. I'm just so happy to be here and to see this kind of attention paid to Sammy's legacy. Altaviz is here, Sammy's widow is here, and his sons, some of his family are here, and it's just great. And for it to happen here at this museum, you didn't tell me how great this museum is.
Isn't this a fabulous museum?
I didn't realize that it was, and Dr. Wright, right? I mean,
he's a real treasure.
Wow. I mean,
well, we wanted to surprise you.
And you did, and Christy Matthews took us for a tour today, and it's just a great place, terrific place.
Let's talk a little bit about tomorrow. You're going to give a lecture. You'll have some students there from Detroit. What will you emphasize with that lecture about Sammy Davis Jr. and his legacy?
Well, I'm just going to try to talk about him and the things that he did on stage, the things that he did off stage to help people, all people, the type of person he was, the entertainer, and a very complex man.
Well, I'm sure you will do a fabulous job doing that. We want to invite everybody to the Detroit Opera House tomorrow about 11 o'clock. Make sure you get there. You'll be able to hear Gregory Hines, a man who said Sammy Davis Jr. was indeed his mentor, and he has indeed followed in the footsteps like no one else.
Well, tonight, the Museum of African American History was the perfect setting for a tribute to one of America's greatest all-around entertainers, the late Sammy Davis Jr. and his protege, Gregory Hines. Both received this year's Ford Freedom Award. Like Sammy Davis Jr., Gregory Hines is best known for his dancing, but sings and acts with ease. Early in his career, he was fortunate to have worked with and received Sammy Davis Jr.'s stamp of approval. So when he was asked to bring Sammy Davis's legacy to life with the 2000 Ford Freedom Award, he knew he had to accept. What did Sammy Davis mean to you?
I idolized him. He was my idol, and he knew that. And I met him when I was 10 years old, and he was always so generous and supportive and encouraging with me and to me. I got a chance to work with him shortly before he died. We made a movie called Tap together, and I just loved him. What
better way to honor one's idol? Hines is heading up this two-day celebration that began this morning and winds up with a lecture demonstration Friday afternoon. While Davis receives his award posthumously, Hines was also named the Ford Freedom Award Scholar and asked to give the keynote address at tonight's gala. Of all of Davis's many accomplishments, Hines hopes Davis's range of talent will be remembered by all Americans, because Sammy Davis could do it all.
Hello, Detroit.
It's my hope that people will investigate and rent his movies and buy his books and buy his CDs and get a sense of the scope of his talent. I mean, he actually could do everything. He could sing and dance and do impersonations and act and be funny and play instruments. He was the greatest entertainer. He was the best entertainer around.
Yes, he was. And you saw his widow, or his wife, Altaviz Davis, picked up his award for him tonight.